Hey, this is Kristen, and I am on site at the AAAE ACC Symposium. That is a lot of letters and words. I'm here with Justin Walton from Contech, and they're based in Westchester, Ohio.
Yes.
And I want to know more about Contech and what it does.
Well, thanks, Kristen. So Contech is a nationwide manufacturer of products for civil site development, primarily drainage. In the airport industry, we do a lot of different things. We make drainage pipe like slotted drain, which is really good for removing sheet flow runoff from paved surfaces with minimal slopes. We have a product called Duramax, which is a steel reinforced polyethylene pipe. It's our latest pipe technology, but it's used for glycol contaminated runoff containment, underground storage.
Like
Also,
de-icing?
exactly,
fluid?
de-icing facilities, AFFF, firefighting foam chemical containment. If that's ever deployed in an aircraft hangar, all of that residual runoff has to be collected and treated. Speaking of treatment, we have a number of standalone stormwater treatment devices, from oil water separators to hydrodynamic separators to the top of the pyramid, which would be filtration devices. And we do subsurface stormwater detention to capture runoff during arraignment and then release it at a slow pre-construction rate. We also manufacture bridge products. We do steel and aluminum structure plate. We do concrete bridge structures. If you've ever heard of Conspan or Vibo, and we've used those at multiple airports around the country for service roads, tunnels under the service roads, and runways.
Now, these are all basic foundation elements of an airport, right? Like, you can't have an airport unless you have good drainage. These are all really important factors that have a strict set of rules to follow, right?
Exactly, yes. These all pertain to the civil site development aspect, the infrastructure of the airport as the site development work is going on.
What's the most challenging part when you're working with the customer in the process? What's the most challenging part of working with them?
We love challenges. We want to be a solutions provider. We work with a number of different designers and engineers around the country to help solve problems, particularly problems related to civil site development. They may have a traditional idea of how to tackle a certain problem, and we offer innovative solutions that they may not have thought about, that might not have been on their radar before. For example, when you have a de-icing facility and you think about containing a lot of that glycol runoff, most designers will think of a traditional concrete vault to store it in. We offer a steel reinforced polyethylene pipe called Duramax, which is lightweight and installs much quicker than concrete. From a material standpoint, it is very cost effective. And we can handle, volumes anywhere from 5,000 gallons to multiple millions of gallons. So it gets very large, and we still manage to have a small footprint. So a big part of what I do is just work with designers to introduce them to technologies that they might not have been aware of that could be a tool for their toolbox.
Right, because they're planning so far into the future, they might not realize that these new technologies are available or these new options are available.
Exactly. Well said.
So I'm just winging it here. You are the expert. But tell me about some of the innovations that you're doing with airports that maybe are coming up in terms of trends and interesting things that people might not know about besides Duramax.
Well, we in our stormwater environment, we are making a lot of different stormwater quality units. We have storm filter, for example, which I think is this product here. And we have different medias that can go in the filters to remove different contaminants and runoff, not just oils and things like that, and floatables and contaminants, but we have the ability now to remove phosphorus and even some nitrogen from runoff. And that's sort of a big deal in the world of stormwater treatment to be able to do that.
That's a really big job. And so that means that Contech comes in early in the stages of airport planning, when you're planning everything that's underneath, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, the earlier the better. That way we can get in there and offer solutions at an early stage and help guide the project to the best possible design.
It looks like from the map there's lots of different options here and ways that Contech works with airports. Lots, and it's pretty much all under the surface. Is that correct?
Most of it is. I personally am more in the underground pipe division, so a lot of the designs that I work on end up getting buried and they disappear. But we do.
Nobody sees your beautiful work.
That's right. But we do have a bridge division. We also manufacture steel truss pedestrian bridges, and if there is a terminal building where you have to have access between buildings, we can do skyway bridges, enclosed bridges that are made from steel trusses. And those are sort of the more glamorous products that we make.
The ones that people see the most.
Exactly. Yeah, high profile.
What do you think is something that people don't think about when they're doing this kind of planning? Or maybe that surprises them?
From my side of the business, a lot of it is just introducing them to the tools that we manufacture that are available for design consideration. A lot of designers may just look at traditional solutions, and then that sort of limits what they can offer their client. But when I sit down with them, we'll evaluate the problem, and then we will talk about the different solutions we have. We can provide budget level estimates. We can provide CAD drawings, proposal drawings, things like that. And we can also work with the contractor during the installation to make sure that everybody has a good experience and what ends up going in the ground meets the design intent on the front end.
Yeah, this is really, really important stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling us about it today.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for having me.
Have a good day.
You too.